Oh my gosh. Listen, you see, when the government says mask up, sanitize, this is for your health. I want let people know say health also come with a big bill. Never. Because a lot has been spent already on COVID. And here we are now, the budget, 16 million. The 15.7, we round it off to 16. Billion. The government is scaling up its expenditure for 2020-2021. And he says increasing public investment, that's Minister Nigel Clark, can help to revive economic activities and maintain jobs.
Boy, what a tough time though for any government, you know?
It is a tough time.
For any government.
Yeah. Any government.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, when me for not government, me not government.
Yep.
But when all the way have to put our hands and hearts together, because it's rough on people, we have to do that.
You just saw like the highway. Apparently, it affects the plans for the
expansion.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
So.
Well, he's saying they're going to scale it up in the second supplementary estimate, as I said, because it can help revive economic activity and maintain jobs. Sir, I'm again appealing for the creative industry and the numbers of people that have been affected by COVID. Yep. Bad.
But, sir, I was going to tell you don't take the income tax, but now that you need money, me know me dead this. So.
Yeah.
But tough job, sir, but I know you can do it. All right, we'll move on. By the way, morning to our good friend from Flow, Dwight. Dwight, thanks very much for the help. Heart Trust defends programs after damning Auditor General's report. I don't know if you remember, the report claimed that for the past 5 years, the trust did not deliver value for money in terms of rate of certification to expenditure. Hart doesn't necessarily agree with that. They say we run work-based programs that pay a stipend to program participants, such as graduates from our universities and colleges in our graduate work experience program, for persons with physical and intellectual disabilities in our empowerment program, and the Hope Youth Summer Work Program that caters to thousands of young people every summer. So, well,
it's a tricky, as I said in the morning, it's a tricky situation because Neville, sometimes the Auditor General, some of it is being based on the fact that people don't graduate the certificate, and it's hard puts the thing out there. I've seen them out there walking communities.
Yep.
I've seen them saying to people, come get certified, come get a skill, come, them start, them not finish. Listen, young people, there are things out there for you to do, and there are programs to help you. You have to go out there now and access the resources, because when a place like Heart has to now justify the spend, and then somebody might say, well, cut the spend. It's cutting the opportunities that are available for you. Use the thing, man, and do better than that.
Take advantage of what's out there for you. This one.
This one is a little tough, but...
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions has ruled that there's no basis in law for criminal charges to be laid in the investigation of the death of Jodian Fearon, the young mother who died, we're told, after being denied access to health care, I'm told, at several hospitals in April.
Yeah.
I quote, there was no material to establish the negligence or incompetence of any doctor or any other person, the DPP ruled. It is clear from the material on file that the unease occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic and the uncertainty surrounding Ms. Fearon's status may have contributed to what appears to be the uncoordinated, indecisive efforts and tardy response by health institutions / medical personnel in Jamaica's public health sector or from her personal physician. It says this state of affairs would have exacerbated and blurred the circumstances surrounding Ms. Fearon's untimely demise.
Yeah, she's made a recommendation, and I'm asking from here, who takes up this recommendation that we have no other recurrence of this unfortunate and sad episode, and that we would benefit from a review of the protocols of the MOH administrators governing the transfer of patients from private physicians to public health entities. I would go further to say we need a better understanding of how COVID-19 issues are dealt with in hospitals. I'm seeing a lot of people saying they've turned up at some, I'm not going to name, and when they go there, if people think it's COVID, them say, no, you can't be treated here. Or so we need an understanding if you think you have it, you feel like you have it, where do we go?
There's also something interesting in the report, and I'll read. The report concluded that issues surrounding possible breaches of duty of care to Fearon in her interface with either her private physician or the public health institutions would be best answered by a court of law exercising its civil jurisdiction.
Right.
And would therefore be outside the purview of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Right. So she's actually saying that there's still something that can be done.
Suit, but she personally,
from the office, she cannot charge anyone because of the law.
Yeah.
There is no basis in law to charge anyone, but she's suggesting that there could be a civil trial.
Yeah,
here.
they can pursue a civil suit if they so wish.
Yep.
All right, this one now, I think, it's interesting how stories can take up the headlines and be in your mind, and then over the years you kind of forget it, and then everybody goes. Because yesterday when we heard that David Smith, former head of Olint, was released from prison in Turks and Caicos, it was almost like everybody went, oh my God.
I didn't know it was so long. He served 10 years. I didn't realize it was so long.
Yeah.
By the way, he was given 20 years in the United States.
So there are two different things.
Right. And the United States are still trying to get him there. But it was thrown out and the United States appealed.
Right.
And now they're saying in Turks and Caicos, if the United States, they win the appeal, he's going to be rearrested.
Right.
And then extradited and will serve the rest of.
So the U.S., so Turks and Caicos gave him, I think, a 6-year sentence.
Yep.
In the U.S., he was given 10 for money laundering, which would run concurrent with the 6, which is why he was in Turks and Caicos. And they said they would allow him to serve that in Turks, which is why he was in for 10 years. But he was also given 20 for wire fraud. So the U.S. is insistent that he served those 20. So right now his lawyer and the U.S. are trying to figure it out, and we'll see.
By the way, Smith was taken to court for fleecing thousands of investors of more than 220 million US.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
There you go. And there was another gentleman here in Jamaica that was arrested, but he got off.
Yes. Yeah.
He got off.
Holy that.
And a lot of Jamaicans lost money.
Yeah.
Not only in that one I was talking about, but
it's
in this
four
one.
Scheme like Jamaica people one time.
Yep. I will say something
so I think
that
sometimes never people forget that why the economy is still struggling and some people are where they are. It's because at one point in time there were like 3 or 4 schemes that just caved under people, and this is where we
I
are.
lost one of my very good friends because of this. And I mean, not lose him as a friend, losing period because of this.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Vice presidential debate.
Oh my gosh. Kamala Harris.
Related to you?
But look, you see.
I still can't figure out why we can't get her up and smile though,
Kamala.
Call her no man and say,
look here, man.
She's part Jamaican. She's Jamaican.
Last night when Pence, I said, Kamala, give him some look, like she said. Huh? What is it?
Let's look at the video first before we get into this. Where's the flag?
Vice President is claiming the administration has done, clearly it hasn't worked. When you're looking at over 210,000 dead bodies in our country, American lives that have been lost, families that are grieving that loss. And the Vice President is the head of the task force and knew on January 28th how serious this was. And then thanks to Bob Woodward, we learned that they knew about it. And then when that was exposed, the Vice President said, when asked, well, why didn't y'all tell anybody? He said, because the President wanted people to remain calm.
Well, let's get
but Susan, this is important. I want to add, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
Yeah, you can have 15 more seconds, and then we'll give the Vice President a chance to
So I want to ask the American people, How calm were you when you were panicked about where you're going to get your next roll of toilet paper? How calm were you when your kids were sent home from school and you didn't know when they could go back? How calm were you when your children couldn't see your parents because you were afraid they could kill them?
Listen, the moderator had a warm time.
Yeah, what I did notice that it was much more mature than the presidential debate. We have another video to look at.
Well, I think this one's the fly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they were. I use the word mature deliberately because I think they both did well, and I thought they both missed some points that they could have worked on.
Well, look here. Let me tell you something. One of the things that both President Trump and Vice President Pence have managed to do is to change the discussion.
Yep.
So they asked them about apples, and they said, well, let's talk about pears.
Yep.
And that happened.
They didn't answer the question.
That happened several times. And someone is, there's a school of thought that in a debate you answer the question that you want to answer, not necessarily one that you're asked. But then at the end of the day, I think for people who are watching, they needed answers on some of the issues that we didn't get. But he was very good at that, putting her on the back foot. You know, she had to keep defending herself. Yeah. But lots of mercy, the moderator said, thank you, thank you, Vice President. Pence wasn't stopping. He was just going on and on.
I remember when we had Earl Moxham here, the International Week that was, and from the first day that President Trump decided to run for the presidency, we called his name every single Monday.
Right.
On the International Week that was.
Right.
Every single Monday I said, him cannot win, no matter what happened. I remember saying that even if nobody don't run against him can't win.
Right.
Well, he did. And I want to tell you something, what he did is an absolutely amazing thing, He wasn't even a politician, and to run and get the job of the President of the United States, whether you like him or not, was something fantastic. So I'm now saying that him not going to win again, but...
Look. I did a study on his use of social media and other things, and he understands human behavior and how to change a narrative. But let me tell you, Kamla.
What's the last one?
Kamla going good. The last one is. I don't think so. That was the last one.
No, the Cubs family. We want to show you something.
Here they are, the
want
cuties.
To show you something.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No. Hear my voice. Candy girl, you're all around. Little sheets and
That's where it goes wrong.
No.
That's where it goes wrong.
No, it didn't go wrong.
Okay, should I put the music on?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. A, B, C. Easy, 1, 2, 3. Let's do and me. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. Me, don't be just A, B, C. Easy, 1, 2, 3. Let's do and me. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. And we don't be just. I realize that somebody else is here.
Let me tell you something.
Speaking of precocious.
Yeah, but it proves a point that I haven't. Kids, music, they grasp words and the lyrics.
Our father does, like him say, what is?
Yes. We need to create some more learning tools with music. You see that little girl that sing and she?
All right, folks, still to come. Are you not sure how to keep your kids energized with the right meals for the new school term? Well, Chef Noel Cunningham shows us how. First, our first edition of News in 5. Stay with us, please.
The parents need the energy too.